When we last sat here some 5 years ago, you were faced with a lawsuit. Let's go back to that time. What was it like? What do you remember?
Well, at the time, I was terrified when I first saw the lawsuit and shocked that it was Disney. But I remember distinctly getting up in front of, how many people did we have at that time? Probably, I don't know how many, it was around 50 people on the team, 40 to 50. I remember standing up and saying to people, I'm not exactly sure how this is going to turn out, but I believe that the audience, we, and Hollywood would be better off for it.
Miracle after miracle after miracle. Seriously, like, we came this close to dying over and over again. Like when we were trying to help The Chosen get off the ground, there was a time when we had a few $100,000 in the bank right before Drybar took off. And we were under Disney's lawsuit, spending so much money, trying to get revenue streams back up, betting the entire farm on The Chosen. And
being weeks away from completely out of money.
Yeah, weeks away from being out of money.
In light of all that you were facing, why did you feel you weren't going to go under and you weren't going to lose?
There were several like near-death moments for this company that at those moments I remember thinking, I will fight like this is gonna make it. But I don't personally believe it, but I'm gonna keep pushing because God can do something with this if he wants to.
When we were in trial, the #2 guy at Disney was there the entire week, and their half of the room was filled with suits of sophisticated lawyers and people watching, and our half of the room was a measly crowd. And then the families would come in and sit down and cheer for us, and then they'd have to leave, or children would come and cheer for us.
Orthodox Jewish families would come in and sit down and be like, you can do it, you can do it.
And so it's like this sea of high billing hours against, you know, the margins of Hollywood society.
How and why did you survive?
We should have lost. We really should have, and but we didn't, and we can't take credit for that. It was a mixture of families like those stepping up and putting up $10 million for us to fight the battle.
And as far as I'm aware, we're the only company that's ever survived, like a startup company that's ever survived a big lawsuit like this from Disney.
So how are things different today? How big is Angel Studios? How many projects do you have? What's all happening here now?
Leaving bankruptcy, we were at somewhere in the 30 range, maybe 38 people. Today we're at over 140. When Disney sued us, we did $8 million. Last year we did 120.
We got a bunch of projects coming. We have 2 that are profitable right now that have launched. So we've got Drybar Comedy and The Chosen. And then we've got, that just launched a few months ago, is Tuttle Twins. And there's a bunch coming down the pipe. And then we plan to do 300 shows or movies over the next 5 years.